Hello, everyone. It's Ashley from the CoEdition team. I am so excited to be back for On the Plus Side this week. We have a very special guest. I mean, all of our guests are very special, but I'm super excited about this one because I don't know her that well. Our guest today is Raquel Corner, and she is actually a team member at CoEdition. She started after the pandemic, once we all started working from home virtually. So I've never actually met her in real life. And so I am so excited to talk with her, get to know her today. We are going to be talking about Raquel's journey to self-love, and I am so excited about that. Before I bring Raquel on, I want to tell you a little bit about her. So she is a Georgia peach. By way of Michigan. She has worked in various HR and recruiting roles over the last 20 years, and as a lover of people, she enjoys connecting candidates with very viable employment. And this is a quote by her. Let me read it. I just love it. As a plus-size woman, I have felt the sting of not fitting into the cookie-cutter standard of beauty. However, I have learned to embrace and love myself fully where I am now. I believe that women should not conform to societal views of beauty. It is our uniqueness that sets us apart from everyone else. Instead, dare to be authentic and rock your beauty. I love that so much. So, without further ado, let me get Raquel on. Hello!
Hi!
I am so happy that you have decided to join me tonight for On the Plus Side. I know we have been talking about this for like over a month, about having you on. So welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here tonight.
Oh my goodness. So yes, like I said, Raquel is one of our team members here at CoEdition. Raquel is on the customer support team. You are part-time, right, Raquel?
Yes.
Because you have another completely full-time job.
I do. I have been a recruiter for the last 20 years. I work for a local staffing agency here in Atlanta. It's called Integrity Staffing, and I place candidates with viable jobs.
Wow. I had a tough time saying that word when I was reading. What's happening? That's so cool. Both of my older sisters have had extensive experience in recruiting as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, my oldest sister, she is a recruiter in the hospital system, and she recruits nurses.
Oh, very nice. I actually did that for the majority of my career. I recruited for a lot of the major healthcare systems in the Metro Detroit area. Wow. So I'm very well versed with healthcare systems and nursing and the different levels of nursing. And so I actually recruit in a manufacturing setting now. And so it's something that's different, it's fresh. I really like it. I primarily work now with entry-level employees. And so I love that I get the opportunity to connect with them one-on-one and just assist them in the beginning with a lot of skills that they just don't have.
Yeah.
With resume writing and even down to how to interview. A lot of times while I am in the process of interviewing a candidate, I'll say, okay, I'm taking the recruiter hat off, I'm taking the HR hat off, and this is going to be a learning opportunity for you. And I'm going to teach you some things that will not only help you here, but of course, this is not your last position. You're going to have many jobs after this. And so this will help you in the future, and I love it.
That's amazing. So you are one smart cookie.
Thank you. I've been doing it a very long time.
And girl, I can't believe you were even nervous about this. You interview people all the time.
But it's different being on the other end.
That is true. That is true. Not to worry. I think I'm pretty easy to chat with. So,
You are.
so how did you get involved with CoEdition?
Well, my really good friend Leela, who I've known over 20 years,
Love me.
was telling me about this wonderful company that she was working with. And I love that CoEdition sells plus-sized women fashions. I think that it's definitely a market that is so many times overlooked. And so I wanted to get involved, and I kept saying, hey, you know, when there's an opportunity, let me know. And she did one day. And so I had a very impromptu interview. It was really funny because I wasn't expecting the call, and it had been a long work day. And I was actually honestly relaxing in the tub, and I get a call for the interview. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I accept the call, and we really hit it off, and I started 2 days later.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We are so happy to have you.
Thank you.
Right before, or right after COVID started, when we had transitioned out of going to the office, we really expanded our customer support team because we find it to be so important to have good support, especially, you know, with plus size, because shopping can be hard. So
Absolutely.
we are very, very appreciative of you, Raquel.
Thank you.
So let's get on with the topic at hand. You wanted to talk about self-love today. It's something that you're very passionate about.
Yes.
I cannot wait to hear about your journey to self-love, because I feel like a lot of people nowadays are really working towards that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, like, you know, during this pandemic, a lot of people have been really isolated, and they're having to deal with being by themselves. And if you hate yourself and you're with yourself all day, that's kind of rough. So
Absolutely.
I cannot wait to hear how you came to self-love. Have you always been a self-love advocate? Has it always been easy for you? Have you always been confident? Where did you start?
So, no, I have not. It has certainly been a journey. And I've not always been a plus-sized woman. I was actually a very petite woman, and I started gaining weight myself about 24 after a bad relationship. And just after each bad relationship, I would gain more weight. I would use food as a crutch and as comfort. And I want to say that I really started my personal journey about 7 years ago. I was in a really bad place. I had just let go of a relationship that I thought that I would be in forever. And my son was graduating high school. And so all of my life I'd been in a relationship, and I became a mom at 18. So I never had an opportunity to be by myself. And all of a sudden I find myself alone. My son, he left for college, and like I said, my relationship had dissolved, and I had to ask myself the important question of, who are you? Who are you really at the core of yourself? Outside of being someone's mate, outside of being someone's mother, who are you as an individual? And I think that so many times we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves just in all of the other outside things that we have going on. And that was almost like it was an awakening for me. And I didn't have anything in the way. And I just had to sit down and deal with myself, you know, and deal with my issues and the things that I had going on with me, and find out who I was, you know, because, you know, we're always moving and we're doing things. And again, I I had my son and his school and his activities and just what was keeping up with him, and then my spouse, and yeah, so I had to learn who I was and what I liked, because I didn't know. I didn't even know like what I really enjoyed doing, because I always did what someone else wanted to do.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that was really the beginning of my journey.
I think it's very common that people lose themselves in relationships. I've
Hmm.
definitely had that experience before. And I just recently went through a breakup maybe like 2-ish months ago. And even during that time, I feel like I have come back to myself so much.
Hmm.
You are alone and you have all of that extra time to work on
Hmm.
yourself.
Hmm.
Huge. It's huge. So, what do you think was that transition for you hard, or did you like immediately recognize it as an opportunity?
Oh, it was very hard. Internally, I was just kicking and screaming, like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be in this place. But it was so good for me. It was so needed,
Mm-hmm.
and I was so glad that I did. Like I said, I learned who I was. I learned to value me, um, just for who I am, and not for the different titles and the different hats that I wore. Um, and that was it. It was just a wonderful opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so when you gained weight after these relationships, was that hard to come to terms with? Was that like, how did that feel? Because I've been plus size my whole life, so I don't know what
Hmm.
it's like to be thin. Like I've never been below a size 14 in my adult life. Um, so that's like a very foreign concept to me.
Okay. It was really difficult to come to terms with, because a lot of times as a plus sized woman, we are not what is considered the standard of beauty.
Right.
And as a woman, so much of who we are is, or we feel like so much of who we are is based upon our outward appearance. And it is difficult when you don't look like on the outside who you feel like you are on the inside, or all of a sudden you feel like you're being overlooked,
Right.
um, and you even become, for many of us, you feel invisible,
Mm-hmm.
like you're just not seen. And all of those things can just really take you to a dark place on the inside, um, where you'll feel like you're just not worthy,
Right.
and you're not valuable, and you're unlovable. And we have to be so careful, because you can find yourself just saying all of these negative things about yourself, and kind of speaking them into existence, so to speak. I am actually really big on self-talk, and watching the things that you say inside of your head about yourself, and even the things that you allow to come out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Because I used to do that a lot. I used to be really critical of myself, and unsure of myself, and whether or not um, I was good enough. I was a good enough recruiter, or whether or not I was pretty enough, um, or whether or not I would be accepted for being plus sized, and feeling like my value was really in my one ability to produce at work, and also how I looked
Mm-hmm.
on the inside. And it's not.
No.
Our value is really, our value is really based on who we are on the inside. And, you know, I came to a point to where I had to learn to just accept myself, you know, just flaws and all. And that can be a really tough thing.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, so when was the turning point, and what did that look like when you started, or you went from struggling with the weight gain to accepting it, not only accepting it, but finding love and appreciation for your new body?
You know, I just had to get up and say, girl, you know, this is where you are today, and where you are is good enough, and who you are is good enough. And I had to just look at myself in the mirror, you know, to take that hard stare,
Mm-hmm.
and be naked, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and just tell that girl in the mirror, just kind of step outside of myself and tell that girl in the mirror that she's worth it, that she's beautiful, she's beautifully and wonderfully made, that
Mm-hmm.
she is deserving of every good thing that comes her way. And that's actually an exercise that I still do. In the morning, I will look in the mirror and say, girl, you got it. You know, you're going to have an awesome day. You're going to rock it out. You know, I think that that's just so important, and just setting our day and just making us feel good about ourselves. You know, I also just write down different things that I like about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another thing I do is make sure that I set healthy boundaries. I've always been like a people pleaser. And so I was the yes girl, said yes to everything. And I think that was definitely just part of my journey and being authentically me. Um, and knowing when it's okay to, you know, be your quirky self. You know, yeah, I'm a little weird, but it's okay because it's me and I like it.
Yeah, I think we're all a little bit weird in our own way.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And I can 100% relate to you on the yes girl,
Mm-hmm.
being yes girl. And it's really hard to break out of that cycle.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard and it's uncomfortable. But once you do that, once you begin to start setting boundaries, it's going to do so much for you.
It will. It really will.
Yeah.
And it feels good, and it's so empowering. You
Yeah.
know, once you start, it gets a little easier.
Yeah.
But it it helps you to be true to you. And
That's
that's important. You know, you have to make yourself a priority.
right. So going back to the self-talk, because that is definitely, I think, something that a lot of people struggle with, is having that like inner voice that is just tearing you apart.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I have like a bad thought about myself, I will be like, would I ever say this to my best friend? And
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes it's no. But when that happened to you, when those thoughts came into your brain, like what was your way of getting them out of your mind?
Well, saying out loud, I think for me, a lot of times just saying out loud that those things are not true.
Mm-hmm.
And then reminding myself the things that I love about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, sometimes I'll write a love letter to myself.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. I love that so much.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really empowering. I heard someone say, treat yourself like someone you love. And I think that's such a simple yet powerful statement. Because like you said, would I say that to my best friend?
Yeah.
You know?
No
so,
way.
Yeah. So I think the first step is one, recognizing that you're doing it. And then when you do, stop and just do a 180 and go in the other direction. And so when you may say things to yourself like, oh, you're not going to get the promotion, or you're never gonna find love, or no one's ever gonna want you, or you're not good enough. You say, no, you know what? That's a lie. I'm good enough. I'm worthy of love. I'm a great person. I'm an awesome friend. I am the best Raquel that I can be. There's no one else that can beat me being me. And I have a lot to offer. Not only myself but the world, you know. And yeah, those are the
and
things.
that would be like hard for someone at first to like transition from having all these thoughts to turning them around to be positive. But I think like as long as you start with acknowledging when a bad thought comes into your mind, because I think a lot of us do it subconsciously, we don't even realize how much we're tearing ourselves down throughout the day. So if you would just first acknowledge it, then eventually you can get to where you are. You turn it into a positive idea.
Yeah, and if you just and if you can't say, if you can just say one thing, even if it's something simple like, I like my eyebrows, or I like my eyes, or my toes, or my pinky finger. It doesn't have to be anything big, but I think that it's important, like you said, to one, acknowledge, and then find one thing. It doesn't have to be a big thing, but just find one thing and start with that one thing.
Yeah.
And it will grow from there.
So do you feel like the last 7 years that you have been finding your way to self-love, has there been ups and downs, or has it been like a, consistent grow, or what does that look like?
Of course, with any journey, there's going to be ups and downs and turns and dips and all of those things. But like, actually, a song that I love by Donnie McClurkin, it's a gospel song. It says, we fall down, but we get back up.
Yeah.
So it's okay that you fall down. But so long as you don't stay there, so long as you get back up, the victory is in the getting back up. And there are absolutely times where I'm unsure of myself, that I will have self-doubt that will come in, but it's what you feed that matters. So when it tries to come up, I don't feed that. And I remind myself all of the things that are great about me, because let me call myself great. All the things that are great about me, all of the things that I love about myself, the different accomplishments that I've had. And that'll help push that doubt away.
Absolutely. Did your friends and family notice a difference in yourself?
I believe so. I believe so. One of my closest confidants is my mother, as of course she's a friend that'll always be around,
Yeah.
no matter what. And she absolutely noticed the change. And she noticed that I was lighter, that I was more upbeat, that I was more positive.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think, whatever is in you will come out. And so if you have those positive feelings, other people will definitely be able to feel it.
Definitely. And so in the last 7 years, have you had other relationships?
So I gave myself 2 years.
Okay.
Just be with myself, which was really huge because I was a habitual dater.
Uh,
I'd never given myself that time to just be by myself. And after 2 years, I did what everyone does now, which was online dating.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I joined a couple of sites, and I met my husband.
You're remarried.
Yes, yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh
Um,
my,
and yeah, we met online, and we met on a Wednesday, and we never separated.
oh,
And so we've just been together ever since. We dated for 6 months, and we got married, and we will be celebrating 5 years, March 31st.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you.
That is like so amazing that like after your 2 years of like you really putting yourself as a top priority, then you like meet the love of your life.
Yes.
Like what a dream, Raquel. That I have goosebumps right now.
Thank you.
That is,
And that in itself is a journey.
yeah.
But
Wow.
I'm so grateful. He's a really good guy, and I'm very grateful.
And so I bet like, you know, this time around in this relationship, it obviously was a lot different than your past relationships because you almost were a different person.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Um, it's different because I'm different.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned how to set healthy boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned how to, in relationships, of course, you're selfless, but I'm not selfless to the point to where I lose myself. Um, I'm grounded. I take time for me. I love me better, therefore I can love him better.
Yes,
You know.
absolutely.
So yeah,
Wow.
it's much different, much different.
I love that so much.
Thank you.
Oh, I hope I have that someday.
You absolutely will. You absolutely will. I think everything happens in divine in its own timing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe that too. And I
Yes.
believe like if it's meant to be, it'll be.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, because you're a wonderful girl. You're really sweet. You're absolutely beautiful. You sing, you dance, you act, you do it all.
You're, you're so kind.
Yeah,
Thank
no, that is true. That is very true. I've actually I've heard you sing before.
What?
Yeah.
How?
Um, well, another one of my customer service sisters
Oh my,
showed me a video of you, and it was just absolutely amazing.
I think I know exactly who that is.
And she's one of your biggest fans.
Her to that. She is such, I just love her so much.
Hmm.
Oh man, well, that brings me so much joy.
Yes.
Um, so for anyone who is struggling with self-love or confidence, where should they start?
Great question. So I think that one, they should focus on being their own standard of beauty. I think that that's really important, that we should rock our own individual beauty.
Mm,
Yeah. Um, and be careful that you don't compare yourself to other people.
yeah, that's so easy to do.
It absolutely is. And as women, we do that a lot, you know, and it's so important um, that we watch our self-talk.
Mm-hmm.
And not just and absolutely the things that we're playing over and over in our mind, but also just the things that we let come out of our mouth.
Mm-hmm.
um there was a time that uh in maybe in a group of friends I might make little jokes, you know, but those or really negative things. I would make little jokes about myself and being overweight or whatever. And it's so important that we don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do your friends react to comments like that?
You know, they never really said anything. But I don't think they were really comfortable with it, and maybe just didn't know how to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I think, and you've always had, you know, with friends and family, supportive people. You've never had anyone who, like, once you found your new self, you went on this journey. Was there anyone you had to cut out of your life that you decided you're like, this isn't healthy for me anymore?
Actually, no, that wasn't. No, I've not had that. Yeah.
Because I think it's really important to surround yourself with people who are supportive and loving and cheer you on and are encouraging. And I think that if someone is struggling with their self-love and confidence, the first thing they should do is look at the people that they're surrounded with on a daily basis.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just know that you're worth it. Know that you're valuable. Know that you're beautiful. And that, like I said before, you deserve every good and great thing that comes your way. And don't be afraid to look at the girl in the mirror and let her know that you love her, that she is beautiful. You know, I think those things are just so important.
Oh my gosh. You should write a book. You have so many amazing quotes, like everything coming out. Like, this is incredible.
That's so kind. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Well, please, anyone who is watching, if you have questions for Raquel, clearly she knows what she's talking about. And she has been through it and she has succeeded in self-love, which can be so, so hard. Do you have a community that you like? Are you on social media? Like, do you have a community that you seek like support through or anything like that? Or is it mostly just like your friends and family?
So I'm glad that you asked that. So I have not yet. However, it is heavy on my heart to help create a community where we as women can be naked. And when I say naked, I don't mean physically naked.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see anyone's pictures with the business hanging out. But just create a safe space. Absolutely. That we can take the mask off, right? Because we all, you know, we do that. When someone asks how we are, we say, oh, I'm fine, you know. And it's something that I haven't done, but it's been on my heart to do, to create a blog. And the name of it will be Rock Your Beauty, which is a play on my name, Rock for Raquel, and then you are beauty, because we're all beautiful. And it reminds me, you know, that I am, and everyone else is too. And so I think we as women, we need that space to be vulnerable and to chat and to say, you know what, I'm not okay. I'm struggling. Can you help me? And I'm going to be doing that soon. So once I launch it, I will have to come on and let you know all about it.
Absolutely.
I really just have a passion for people.
Yeah.
And especially hurting people. Because I think, you know, no one gets out untouched. You know, we all have scars. And it is it's just important to have that safe space to discuss those things that are important to us and to help us heal and thrive and just be the truest expression of ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is an incredible aspiration, and you are going to kill it.
Thank you.
So Rock Your Beauty Self-Love Squad, or Raquel's Rock Your Beauty Squad, or whatever you decide to call it, I am totally there.
Thank you.
Totally there. Someone in the comments, actually my mom said, yes, Raquel, write a book.
Thank you.
Squad. Are you a reader? Do you like to read?
I am.
Okay. Yeah, if you have any, like, you don't have to think off the top of your mind now, but if you have any like self-love book recommendations, let me know, and I can definitely like go back and put it in the caption later on.
Okay.
I love reading stuff like that. And I'm sure, you know, a lot of our followers and customers would be really interested as well, because you seem like you got it going on, girl.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I want to go back through these comments. You're getting a lot of love.
Oh, wow.
A ton
I love the love.
A lot of people say, hi Raquel, you're so pretty. Hello, they say. Hi Raquel. Let's see here. Hello, ladies from Joy. Hi, Joy.
Hi, Joy.
Someone says you are not your weight. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. There's a lot of yeses, like cheering you on for what you have to say. Yes, that's right. And yes, you are a beautiful person, Raquel Brown. Is that your maiden name?
Thank you. No, so Brown is my married name.
Oh, so is Corner your maiden name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gotcha. Someone said, preach. Amy and said, you are great. That is very sweet.
Well, thank you, Amy. She has to say that because she works with me.
Oh, that's so we caught ya.
Yes.
Just kidding. But we really appreciate all of the comments. My mom said, this is really helping me. Great advice, Raquel. Marie,
thank you.
Amen. People are just really, really loving this. So I think that, you know, the next time you have a free moment, you should really start thinking about doing this online blog. I think you would be amazing at it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I am now. I feel challenged to do it, and yeah. I will, because it's something that we need. I feel that a lot of times we go through things not only for ourselves, but to help someone else. And I think that once you get to a certain place, that it's your duty to help someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I definitely agree. We did Jamie and I, who's also on the
love Jamie.
Yes, she's so lovely. We did an episode on how to be a plus size model and tips like that. And we both, our take was like, you know, if we have any information to give, anything that we can help guide someone to start their career or help them along their way, like, of course we want to help you. And we still are in contact with some of the girls that watched the episode, and they're, you know, one of them, she talks to me and she updates me on how things are going. And
oh, good for her.
I just feel like it's like, if I can do that for someone, I absolutely will.
Absolutely. Bless your heart for that.
Because there are definitely people along my journey that have helped me, and I still remember them, and I still am so grateful and so appreciative of what I was taught and what I learned. So
yeah, that is one thing that I love about the ladies at CoEdition.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I love the camaraderie. I love that we're all willing to help and assist each other. It's such a loving environment, and I I'm so glad that I found CoEdition. I love even looking just at the different posts that you put up. You have some amazing quotes, and I really love it how we are just a community that uses uh, this mantra to help uplift women, you know, because a lot of times in just groups of women, a lot of times the focus is on competition and, but not here. It's
Mm-mm.
just a amazing platform where, you just can receive all the love,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's amazing.
I don't think people realize how small our team actually is.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we've done a really good job at hiring people that have those qualities, that everyone's kind and loving. And,
Mm-hmm.
when someone reaches out for customer support, like it's a real person at their end, someone
Yes,
like you that's like there to help. And that makes such a big difference.
it
I
does.
best team for like the first year I worked for CoEdition.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
was like me and Bianca, like working like crazy. It was a lot of fun, and I'm very appreciative of CoEdition as well. It's a blessing in my life,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I don't know if you've checked the site lately, but we have so many new amazing things.
Yeah.
Brings me to one very fun question.
Okay.
Raquel, what would you say is like your signature style, and or like what is your favorite thing to wear?
Okay. My signature style isn't necessarily in my clothing.
Okay.
My favorite thing to wear is lipstick.
Uh,
Yes. And my favorite lipstick is Ruby Woo, which I don't have on today,
from,
but
right?
yes,
Okay.
I love a good lip and a nice blingy shadow, a nice bright shadow. Yeah.
Rue is a classic.
Yes.
It's
My
so,
all-time.
okay, amazing. Are you like when it comes to style, do you like color? Are you more of like a neutral kind of gal?
So I used to be really neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've had to learn to move away from that, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because I think a lot of times as plus size women, we gravitate to blacks and just the muted colors. But honey, we can be big and beautiful and bold. So,
Absolutely.
pop that color in there.
Yeah. Whatever
And
you're wearing now looks fabulous.
thank you. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think that that's also something that can help bring someone's confidence up is
Yes.
finding something that they love to wear or finding, um, Joy said, the puppy's so cute. This is Penelope. She was wanting to get on my lap. She's crying. And she's
Yes,
not,
Penelope is cute.
here she is. But yeah, finding something that like when you put on, whether it's clothes, makeup, the way you do your hair, like you just feel like yourself and you're feeling yourself, feel good. That makes such a huge difference.
It does. When you feel better, it shows,
Yeah.
you walk straighter, you hold your head up a little higher. And
Yes.
so, yeah, and that's what I mean by rock your beauty. Rock your individual beauty.
Love it. I love it so much, Raquel.
Thank you.
Well, if you ever do get Rock Your Beauty, or when you get Rock Your Beauty
Yes.
up, um, well, I guess I can't really ask you where we could find you because you don't know that yet.
It'll definitely be on Facebook.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. There's actually a page created. There's just no content.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know that if, I make a lot of content for CoEdition. If you ever have any questions about anything, my door is open. You can always reach out to me
I'm
because
gonna do that.
I think that we need to get this going for you and for everyone else in the world.
Yes.
It
Thank
needs to
you.
happen. It needs to happen. Oh my goodness, Raquel. This was so awesome. So
It was.
you are in Atlanta right now, right?
I am.
Okay. Like, darn, she's not in New York. We could,
No, but I'm waiting to come to New York. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
I'm waiting for it to be, just safe.
Right.
And yeah, I can't wait to come there.
Oh,
I really, really want to meet you and the rest of the team there.
I cannot wait until everything's safe and
Yeah.
whoever meets, like, there's so many new people since the pandemic. It's just going to be
Mhm.
so awesome because I don't know for how many months, we've been on Slack together and in meetings,
Mhm.
and it's just such a joy to like this on the plus side is like my favorite time of the work week because I get to sit down, relax, connect, truly connect
Mhm.
with someone. And when it's people like you, it's just brings me so much joy.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for being a guest today, Raquel. Do you have any like last words you want to instill upon us?
You know, I believe your mom, was it your mom that said that you're not your size?
It was either my mom or one other person. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I think that's the thing that I would like to leave on. Um, it's just that it doesn't define who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know who you are, get to know you.
Mm-hmm.
Get to know your true and authentic self so that you can vibrate on a higher level and just become the best expression of yourself because you're worth it and you deserve it.
Oh my gosh. I'm just like soaking in all right now. Come seep into my pores.
Thank you.
Incredible. You are so wonderful. You are just
Oh,
such a gem.
thank you.
I am so happy that we got to take this time to chat and to connect and to help everyone else on their self love
Absolutely.
because it's a journey and yeah, there's going to be bumps along the road, but all you have to do is start. So
Absolutely.
everyone's loving what you just said.
Oh, thank you. So kind.
Are loving it. Okay, Raquel, I don't think that this can be the last time we see you.
I'll be available.
I think you're
Absolutely available.
I think you're gonna have to make another appearance because you have been a hit. Everyone loves you.
Oh,
And yeah, you are just such a delight. Okay.
thank you.
Let you go and relax because you have
Okay.
a long day. Again, thank you so much. Everyone, I will be sure to keep you updated if Raquel or when Raquel gets up.
Yes. When?
I will 100% keep you updated when that happens.
So much. I really appreciate it. I
And
appreciate the opportunity.
yeah, I have a feeling that you're going to have a community like that so quick. So, oh my gosh. Okay. I
All
will
right, dear.
so much, Raquel. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and everyone else. Thank you so much for tuning in to our 8th episode of On the Plus Side. It was so awesome. So,
Yes. Thank you. Good
bye.
night. Bye-bye.